Yeah.
Yeah, you have Drakuta, you have Shongo, yeah.
Kabayesi? Is that, oh, that's
Yeah, Kabisi is like king.
Kabisi.
They always refer to him as Kabisi because he's the king.
Mm-hmm.
King Shongo, so Kabisi. Kabisi. Kabisio, when they're always honoring Shongo.
Abruboye.
Abaro, Aboye, Baba.
Ekwabo.
We can't hear him.
Your sound.
Your sound.
Sound.
We're not getting any sound, Baba.
Okay. I think I can hear you now.
Aboru
Aboye.
Agboato.
Agboato.
Yeah, Agboato.
Maybe I should be calling from Ifa's house, but it's going to be dark in there because it's getting darker. I wanted to be outside. We are all full headphone. Mofiko Sara Ogiri. Headphone. Can you open phone? I forgot to bring my headphone, but I think we can hear each other clearly. I won't need the headphone. We had been in ceremonies for the last few days. I was able to just do live Facebook because I was busy doing the activities, and I don't have anybody can give my phone to help me just record and document things. But we do it, and the Spirit knows those who are doing it, and we do it so that our prayers can be ascend into the spirit world and help guide our life here and help uplift our life here. I pray that the Odus that says happiness and joy is going to be ours, not to forget the ancestors this year, to remember the deities of the waters, because it's through the waters that the blessings come. When I say through the waters flow all around to the world. Every land has a river flowing through it. So for us, if I say for us not to forget that by giving offerings to the waters, by thinking in terms of the mothers, Oshun, Oluweri, Olokun, all entities that pertain to waters, where we know prosperity, when prosperity came to earth, according to the Odus, prosperity came to earth and be among the people, later went away from the people, prosperity left the people. People had to go through Ifa and through Eshu to have to get prosperity to come to them. Hence, it doesn't go to everybody anymore. Only those who ask, who beseech it, who offers for it, will get it.
Sure.
I mean, it is true. I pray that our blessings will reach us, that the words of the Odus, because we are talking about Odus, the word of the Odus, if we don't forget it, if we let it ring in our heart, not remembering offerings, remembering Ebo, remembering Ori, remembering the ancestors, remembering Eledumare, and the powers that each of the deities have to open paths, to block things that are of negative to us, and open the blessings to come in. Once we have that in our mind, by understanding the Odus, we always have access to request it, to beseech it, to have it reach us again. I miss all people because, okay, starting everything, let us start by a little word of prayer that says, may Eledumare open all paths to prosperity and let it flow to us. When we say flow, then it's flowing like the waters. So if I remind us to forget waters this year.
Sure.
If I It says, Ogunda Mata, if I say we must not be afraid. Ogunda, do not run. Erojaye, do not be scared. To be scared and to be afraid is what if that is not do to have confidence, which means is helping us to grow our faith in that as you wish it, it will be. You are calling Ifa, you are calling Orisha, you are calling Ori. The Ashe is what you use to manifest it. Ifa is telling us this year too. So I'm grateful for this ceremony. Yahweh says that it is good that I come to do this ceremony this year. Even like, if I look at last year, when I did it, it was towards August. But this year, because of uncertainty, because you don't know when you will have money to do it. So from the beginning of the year, I start to gather from all the offerings that people have been making, have been putting away, and said, we're going to do Ifa this year to know the parts through the Odu, so that when we are doing those things, as I, as an Oluwo, as an Awo, doing it and implanting it in the hearts of people who are associating with me, those blessings is going to be going around also. Sickness, if I said sickness and death, we are going to avert it this year. It's going to be running from us, because Orunmila taught us through the Odus how if Orunmila was able to overcome death and Eshu, how Eshu helped, because Orunmila offered give to Eshu. You know, Oyeku, any Odus that had to deal with Oyeku, you know, even if I is saying death is around the corner, with the Awos that knows, we can still use offerings, sacrifices, ebo, change. You know, when we say sacrifice, what we are giving up is not only money. It might be a habit that we have to give up that will help save life. It might be the way we approach things. So, in understanding the Odus, we will be able to have the wisdom to guide our life and guide the life of our children, our fathers, our mothers, and people around us, and family, and even and friends, and extended. In my view, if I did not say, Orunmila did not show me a path and say, so go and create a church. No, I'm just to impart wisdom on those, because we cannot meet the whole world. I can only meet those that the Lady Mary have sent to me, and I'll continue to share those. Share the medicine, share the path, share the wisdom, share the knowledge, how we must live life, how we must maintain our even in situation. Quickly, if we have situations and we go straight to Ori and don't have access immediately, that you're going to get immediate answer to your request, because Ori is at present in your essence. That's why, you know, it's truly the deity of wisdom, because if he can show us that path, even a person who follows Orisha, who is not an Olorisha, I'm not talking about Babalawo or Yanifa, an Olorisha that just prays to Orisha, they still go to Ifa for Ifa to say, this is one that feeds all Orishas. Ifa is the one that guides with the wisdom that the Orisha have to. Okay. In the Odus, we want to start. Let me start by reiterating the Odus by saying Ejiogbe is the first of all Odus. But when Anawo is going to mark Odus, there are certain procedures he has to follow. Before he marks even Ejiogbe on the tray, he must mark Oseutura, which is the Ashe, is the Odu that come to create the earth and share in everything that even the Odu themselves do, humans do, the deities do. So, what marking on the tray is Oseutura. But in the list of Odus, as in the combinations, because they come in combinations, which are the Oju Odu, the I is the solid part of the Odus. And then the other ones who are mixed are the children. It's a Jiogwe that gave back to Ogbe Oyeku. It's a Jiogwe that gave back to Ogbe Wori. It's a Jiogwe that gave back to Ogbe Di. It's a Jiogwe that gave back to Ogbe Obara. It is a Jiogwe that gave back to Ogbe Okono. It is a Jiogwe that gave back to Ogbe Irosun. Osunraworo, Ogbe Irosun. It is a Jiogwe that gave back to Ogbe Owori. There's no way we are going to be truly in depth in the Odus if we do not understand some of the meanings of the names. Once you have the understanding of the names, how the language, how the spirit is the spirit. Now I can understand truly that right now it's manifested to me that the language that comes out of our mouth is the spirit that put it in there. Because if it's not spirit, the words forms the culture and essence of the people. If the words of their mouth forms their culture and essence of how they maintain and guide and protect and document and keep things, in heritage, then it is spirit, it's their spirit that's actually making them to be able to speak. That is why in Ifa, if a woman is pregnant, one of the good medicine that we always give to the mother so that the child can hear and talk will be as simple as using the feather of an African gray, who is the entity, a deity, is a deity. That Ayokoto is a deity, is the wife of a king who transformed to the, and his red tail signifies something in Ifa, and is the master of all language. A parrot is a deity. If a parrot is with an awo raising an a parrot with no awo in our society who has the parrot will become the diviner. The elder who owns the parrot as a pet now learns from that parrot, because the parrot will be telling them things. He could even tell them who is coming, what's going to happen, what they need to do. He will tell them secrets, things that he heard that other people said that they didn't know the parrot had said. This is how our heritage has been. Now if you want to confuse people, are you not going to change their language? You change their language, because the language that their spirit knows does not. That is why it is important to slowly, but we're not laughing shit. That is how we are. In spirit is how we want to know. We want to have our name that's in Yoruba language. We want to understand Ifa deeply. You want to know it by knowing the language. Now, you gave birth to Ogunda. Ogunda Meji gave birth to Jiogwe. Is the father of Ogbe Ogunda. Ogbe Yono is the Odu that tells us how the earth was populated. Each of them had different things they come to do on earth. Each of those Odus in a combination. After Ogunda Meji, we see Osameji. It is the Odu that tells us how the mothers came to this earth. The spirit of the mothers, spirit of what people call witches, spirit of the birds, spirit of being able to come out of your body and transcend is the spirit of the mothers. If anybody said they have magic and they can come out of their body, it is that spirit that they can use. Osameji tells us that. Now, Irete Meji, Ogbe Meji is the father, and we gave birth to Ogbe Irete, Ogbe Meji, Ogbe. When we say Meji is the two. Ogbe Meji. Ogbeate. Ogbemeji is the father of Ogbeate. And it's inside Ogbeate that we learn the powers. Ogbeate is how we learn the
miracles of what Orunmila did when the Oyo people were always being terrorized by the Igbo. Ogbeate was a wife, a person that Ifa has promised to Ogbeate, who was the wife of a king, who is ready to must have a husband, and nobody can marry her. And she heard about, everybody tried, they can't. So she heard about Orunmila and went to Orunmila for divination. And Ifa has already said she's going to marry Anawo, and she found a means to convince Orunmila to help her, because before she left, her destiny had said she's going to be the one that freed the Oyo people from the invading Iwo people who are always terrorizing them. So they knew it is Ogbeate who is protecting Oyo. So they used the wife of Oluiwo to come and bring Ogbeate out, to take him back, bring him out of his land so that they can invade it. So the wife, the woman came and did many things. He followed and encouraged Ogbeate to trick him into having him leave Oyo. And once Ogbeate has left, they have the power now to invade and come in. When Ogbeate left now, he realized, she's been tricked. And that is why the word Iyawo, it is the sufferings that he endured. Iya means suffer. Wo, in the town of Iwo, which means wife. A person who wants to have a wife in Yoruba heritage must be a patient, a very patient person who can be able to be able to handle whatever, anything can come that comes from the wife. So you must have thick skin. And if I said a man is not complete without the second half, women are supposed to be support for us. We are supposed to be support for our women. An Awo cannot live a life that cannot be an Awo without a wife. Akpetebi must be in that. There's their role, their duty. That's part of what Ogbeate. So any suffering that one receive in the Odu, who has a person who is the Odu that rules their head, you continue to take it, and then you will see the growth. When the woman is never upset, they don't get upset all the time. And in a society where women understand, they understand they know the tradition. They cannot pray to their head. If a man is suffering them, and they let them pray to their head and say, this man that is suffering me, anything they say will happen to that man. But who wants to lose their husband? Who wants to kill their husband? Who wants to bring problem even onto themselves by cursing? So there is way negativity affects people's life. A man who does not take care of his partner, how is his life going to be settled? Even if he have riches, they can use a person who have riches. Maybe at the beginning, they suffer with his woman. They had children. They end up, coming up. Things are getting better. Money is coming. A little more comfort. They are able to have access to what all their age group have access to. They are not poor, but they are not the richest. But if one care is not taken to maintain one's spirituality and be in balance in their life, they still end up being a person who will be, can't get along anymore with the wife. They're going to end up divorced. The property they've built have to be sold. Many of those things bring our people down in the Western world. The understanding of Ifa, understanding of the wisdom, understanding of how we are supposed to live our life, not to take everything. So, because life is just life. Life is life. We are going to do this. After we do this life, we are still going to the spirit world. And we only live it once, that you can remember. Because we only live it once, then we have to try and maintain it in a way that will make us be imbalanced. Okay. Part of balance is, which I pray if I continue to do for us, Orunmila do for us, all the deities do for us, Shango do for us, Anori do for us, ancestors do for us, is at this time where the world is changed. Suddenly it changed on us. You cannot go there anymore. You cannot be with people anymore. You cannot do, people are dropping dead, people are dying. These are the times to be really strong in our faith, in being diligent, in prayers, maintain our spirituality to be strong. These are what the Odus, that's what they teach. In supplication, praying and asking to avert things that can obstruct the flow of blessings that are supposed to come. Even, in Ifa is where we turn what comes to a person in negativity and turn it into blessing. When anything, and then things we want to do, we go and ask Ifa, I want to do this, how is it? Once Ifa said, do this, and we do it, and we just see just the balance. All the essence of why I end up doing my Ifa and do Egungun ancestors have the urges. Everybody had to come. They come, they eat, they drink, we pray, everybody pray, children, women, and we just, they dance and look at everybody and bless people and give, they give, what they call it, Egun means, we're talking about Ogbe Oligi, a place of mount. Gun means to mount or to long. Ogun, something we step on to lift us up is Ogun. But Oligun is the place where we mounted, where this place, the Oligun is where we call where the deities came to earth. Is where they mount and came to earth. Now, in Ejiogbe, which is the first of all the Odus now, Ifa told us is the Odu of Olokun. That's why water is very important to us. When we think about the first Odu, and he became the first Odu, was the youngest. It was the last, even Ofumeji was older than Ejiogbe, but he ended up becoming, the head because of how his destiny is supposed to be. Now, a person that we cast a joke before, we said, oh, if he's patient, he will live a long time. If he's patient, he will be prosperous. If he's patient, everything that he thinks is at the bottom will still be on top. Because in that Odu, Ejiogbe did Ifa for the hill. 1,000 hoes, 1,000 cutlass, they all conspire together and they come and said to challenge the hill. They said they are going to bring it down. The hill cannot rest. The hill cannot sleep. He cannot eat. He went to Ifa. He went to Orunmila. When Orunmila put Ifa down now, Ejiogbe come, which is his own Odu. When Ifa sees his own Odu, he said, do not worry. You are going to overcome them. Because 2,000 bats and 2,000 rats, they did the same. They wanted to do it, that they are going to bring the hill down in Odueji of Ejiogbe. And the hill end up seeing the end of them. All of them lived their life and died, and the hill is still there. Then in Ejiogbe turns us into solid, like solid, and solid is the rock. We become like a solid rock. Now, in Ifa, if that's cast for somebody, we know how if it's not the Odu of their Igbodu, but it comes up in their Odu. You know, when we do offering of overcoming obstacle, overcoming challenges, overcoming things that want to hurt people or bring people's, reduce people's blessing, that if you do those offerings, it is a non-fail proof. It cannot fail because it is written. It is supposed to be that way. It is the Odu that comes for the sun, that everybody sees the sun clearly. Talking about the sun, I got deceived by the sun today because I'm still thinking I will be with you in another 40 minutes. Your time has moved forward, but I'm still in the same time. That's why you have to text. I have been ready. I was like, oh, I wish we would talk early, that we won't be dark and we can still see, you can still see each other's face. I can see yours, but once it's becoming dark here, you can't see mine. I'm sitting outside. Now, Odu Ejiogbe brings prosperity, brings children, it brings joy, brings riches. Olokun is Odu Ejiogbe brings blessings for Olokun. Olokun is the father of prosperity. Prosperity came, I talked about it earlier, that it came and lived among people. And he was able to find Orunmila. That's why if one has a wife, they must know Ifa. You cannot practice the tradition without having a partner that knows. So you are blessed when you are living it and you are able to live it with your partner. Being able to convince much more people to live that path, and little, you will see comfort and blessings slowly mounting, because Orunmila said to take it slowly. Orunmila to take it gently, to take it, to be steadfast and be smooth in going. Because it is with patience and that we eat the head of a rat. It is with patience, it is in gently that we eat the head of a fish. Both the ocean and the sea are never in want or lacking. When the big elephant, Erinla is what we call, big elephant is what we call the cow as an offering. Because even Orunmila, nobody can venture to say they're going to use an elephant to make offering. But out of the pride of the elephant, Orunmila turned him into an offering in one of the Odus, where he went on divination with Orunmila, and Orunmila, everything they get, the people give to them as gifts, or their offerings or sacrifice that they share. Orunmila gave it to the elephant and asked it to keep, so that when they go home, they will share up everything they've earned, because they were divining together. They were doing divination all around, helping people around, and offerings for the people together. So on the way home now, when they were about to part, Orunmila is going to Okejeti, Erin is going to Okeela. Okeela is where the elephant came from. And when they get to the crossroad now to go, the elephant was told to make offering because it's a mighty entity. When you look at the elephant, he cares for nothing. I mean, you look at his grace. Now, when they got to the crossroad now to share, elephant said, oh, I thought for everything you are giving me that I've been keeping in here is mine. Said, I have nothing to give you. He said, you don't? Okay, go. Orunmila was told to make offering. He made offering. Give to Eshu that he will not lose. He will not lose everything that he worked for. Erin was told that he will not meet with sudden death. where he doesn't expect. He doesn't think anything could kill him. No, nothing can kill it. Now, he's the mighty king of the forest. Now, when they are parting, if Orunmila said, okay, where is it? He said, no, I have nothing. Okay. Orunmila said, go again. He started to go. Not before long, Orunmila started to chant and chant to Ogun. You can hear, if you are in the forest looking for something, there is an elephant coming up this hill for you. Ogun hear immediately and is there waiting for the elephant. Bang on the elephant. And if Orunmila even make the incantation to the point that inside this you will find a white sash. That sash, it belongs to me. On his body, you will find a big tusk. That tusk belongs to me. Ogun only wants the meat and feed his people, feed his army. And that's how elephant lost his life. He met with sudden death. And Orunmila, Ogun got his gift for hunting that day and brought the gift to Orunmila. And that tusk becomes the Iroke that the Orunfa that the Awo used to tap the divining tray till today. The sash is what Awo used to put on his shoulder. So the Odu have explanation and meaning into life. It has understanding it and being able to apply it is what truly matters. It's not just making offerings that has no value. And for example, when in the Odus, Edigbe, we are still talking about Odus, but I'm going to concentrate on Ejiogbe up until we go to Oyeku, and who can ever learn everything or increase our wisdom, increase our knowledge, that our time is used to, and I'm explaining it as how we can apply it, not just the stories on how Awo applies it, because I know every one of us has Ifa, and we can live our life and understand these principles. Once we understand these principles, nobody is going to be able to use it to, you can use it to cover, you can cover anybody's life. This is all clear, and I mean, look at the open skies. The earth, the world is mighty. Ojiogbe said, the reason why we must have patience, and if with patience, everything will come to. Oni here on lanjori ekun, here lanjori eja. Atokun atosalagbon la kinkere ni fe ode aye. Akingbaduru eterin, we cannot, nobody can rush an elephant. And then we can be laying on the ground where the buffaloes are roaming. You say, oh, you're just relaxing on a chair. Are they not going to trample the person? So an Ejiobe person can never be rushed. Cannot be rushed. Can never be sacked. And if we use Ejiobe to work for somebody, if they are in a situation where they want to be sacked, they will be free. Because it is in Ejiobe that we know the hand always extends further than the head. It means that entity will extend further than anybody. A good example. One time I had like an uncle, we interact once in a while, but they are, our people, they are mostly Christian, they are not in the tradition. When I was in Toronto and King City, and then he called me one day and says, oh, he saw me online, we are performing and doing ceremonies. He said he wants me to come and play for them in Detroit. That's the first time I was able to take Google Logia. We go there, we go to Detroit, pass through the border. And he gave us, he pay us. That's the first time I even was able to be paid. I mean, in Canada, they will pay me $250, $300, $500. He was the first person that paid me $1,000 for Egungun to dance. And I value that. So now he says, we were with him for 2 or 3 days. And he said, my son just graduated and he was playing in college. He was never drafted. I said, let us do work for him. And I just sent him a few things. And then fortunately, his son was drafted to the BC Lions. BC Lions. I don't know if he was traded. He's still playing in Canadian Football League till today. And on the year that he was drafted to BC Lions, he got a ring because BC Lions won because he won the trophy. But will my friend really think it is me? I know that it is the energy that was passed on and given to me. I gave specific this. That's always a step further than the head. When we put drums and musical instrument together, the agogo must be the bell must be higher than all. It is high up there. So we use those concepts and those things and we put it with Ifa, with the Odus, and we create things for that is would they ever, he can never, even if he say thank you to me, I will say, yeah, I remember that. I can remember that. They think it just come for them. But I know. They tell me this. Yeah, it is that thing. If we never do it, they can just be part of their, but we use that to alter destiny, to bring destiny to the right where it's supposed to be. That is what Orunmila has come to do. If Africans really gather on it, Sister Reverend Ainani Ayodele, Baba Egungun Owolewa danced inside that city hall because it is the ancestors that said it must be done through us. We did it. We put, how will it be? Is it the commercial or sale of culture that, everybody has to survive because the earth is about commercial. But implanting essence of spirit inside it, in strong, that we can harness what it is destined to be ours amongst the all around the world. All around the world. I pray the Odus will continue to enlighten us. I pray we continue to learn and grow. I pray that our union will never be destroyed. That's what they say. It will not be tarnished. It will be in pureness, in growth, in seeing each other years ahead and seeing, look at how long it's been. Look at what has been created, because it's all about creation and creating. It might not be so commercial. Once comfort is there, once what we need has been taken care of, children are being cared for, our legacy is still there amongst us. When I'm saying us, I'm talking because you are there, and I'm talking about what you all must be doing, how we must continue to link. They want to separate. The separation is for us not to have the link thoroughly, because the link is out there with you. When prosperity left and went into the forest, from the forest, it went into the sea, back home. Inside the sea is why they have come back here to, we know what is going on around the world now regarding our African people. Lots of devastation is happening to African people. And the African people who have been liberated, I'm talking to you. You all have been liberated. We are the ones that are not liberated. Today, Shell is saying they are sorry after so many years. So, because we are not in politics, we are dealing in spirit. Is the spirit that will make you be high and above. High and above. Once you are higher and above, then you are soaring and looking at the earth. Then you will see where you need to step, how you need to maneuver amongst your people there, where you need to be, where the prosperity are, because your spirit is high above. That is how the Odus are supposed to be. Okay, everyone that is on, you will mark, you will buy ripe banana. You have banana at home. You find a flat plate, white flat plate. And you will, yes, Ierosun. Do you have Ierosun at home? Eh?
Yes, Baba. I have
Okay.
it.
You will put,
Banana, banana for
you spread the
Ajay.
Ierosun. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
That is the food of Ajay to
Yes.
attract it.
That's right.
Be attracting, just make it more like part of your rituals, part of your medicine. This medicine of Ifa. Mark Ierosun. Mark Osemiji. Yeah? You know Osemiji? One.
Osemeji. Yeah.
Osemiji. 1 1.
Yeah.
1 1
Osemeji.
2 2
2 2
1 1
1
2 2
2 2.
1 1 2 1 1 2 2. You get it? And when you, after you mark it, you will peel the banana and you will start your prayer that Ajay, I'm feeding you the food that you eat before you come into the house of Ifa. Ifa, bring Ajay in today. Wherever I go, let me meet with Ajay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Baba. Perfect. Baba, you marking it? Yes, 2 2. 2 2. Yeah. 1 2. Yes. But make sure you the quantity that you put after you say your prayer, you move it forward. You push it forward with the both hands. Push it forward from the bottom. No, push the both hands. The second hand too. The right and left. Push right, push and left. Push all the powder forward together. Push the Ierosun forward together, and then it will be in a bunch. In that bunch, you will touch it with the banana and you start eating it. And say your prayers for Ajay. Say your prayers for prosperity. Say your prayers for blessings. Osemiji will bring blessings to us. It's one of the use of the Odu. There are, I think every time by the time we finish, we will know a little bit of that. If we even if I'm talking, I don't remember, try and let's talk about having some odus that we can be using on a daily basis. I mean, every once in a while that we want. Remember to say the prayer. Now, can we maybe open floor a little bit? Time is
Baba,
running.
you said, Baba,
Yes.
you're saying to put it on the Ierosun on the white plate instead of your
No. If you have okon, you use your okon. If you don't have okon, you use plate.
Gotcha.
If you don't have okon, you use plate. I'm going to carve some. Having the elders carve some okon. I talked to him the other day. Just something that and the orufa, the roke. But you can use the plate. You just need that to eat the powder and the banana. Pray for Ajay because it's the food that Ajay ate before he came inside the house of Anawo, house of Orume. Let it come today. You eat this food, you share, or Osemeji is sharing the banana. Ajay, come and take your offering. Ajay is with Ori then. Ori must be ready to accept what Ajay is bringing, which means your hand must be there to receive it, which means your spirit must be there to embrace it. Part of the negativity of the world is when blessings want to come to us and other things happen. That's why fight is not good. Arguing, especially in the morning. Ajay is out going about. So if anger, fight, uja, anger, inubibi, edofufu. For somebody to, if a person is hungry all the time, then we will recommend, okay, you have to be doing this to keep, we mark Ogbe Yonu, Ogbe Ogunda, to soften a person's, make them, okay, questions?
I do have a question, Baba. Is there, you spoke about the parrot with speaking for women. I mean, my son does not speak, and he's 14, so very little language. So I'm wondering about. I know there was something in one of
Yeah,
the Odus for the
yeah.
year this year.
Man,
Can you hear me?
go ahead, go ahead. He
Okay.
said he doesn't speak and he's 14.
Yeah. So
Orishani. Because even I told the story about how I was 5 years and I never spoke.
yeah.
The elders said they must do Orisha for me. And when they did it and they come out dancing it, my mom said the fourth word that came out of my mouth was, look at the masker. It's coming to our house. See? So that's why that thing that I said is when a woman is pregnant, we will make that using the tail feather of the African gray and a whole alligator pepper. The mother will be eating it. The child will talk.
The
He
whole.
will not be deaf and dumb. It's not dumb, but it could be the child has things they are thinking. You will
Yeah.
see a person who doesn't speak in thoughts all the time.
Yeah.
It's deep in it, and there's so much information there.
Yeah. So there's. He
We
has.
have to take care of it.
Intelligence, but there's no, interaction with the world around him, and a lot of, I think, Egbe and
You have to bring you have to let him see the experience of you. They are the Orishas and if I wants to show you something, you have to take him to where he's going to be open. You have to bring him. You have to bring him to Africa. You have to bring him to Africa.
Okay. Okay.
No, we cannot. You will see. You are going to uplift a total person that you supposed to be yours out. Then, you know.
Yeah. Even
they're gonna think we can solve that issue there. That was nothing. That is nothing. It's
even in Itefa, he was like, fighting against it. Fighting, whatever. So.
I know you could go on a journey. Okay. You go on a journey. Bring him on a journey. We are here. The Awos are here. The elders are here. The children are here. Everything is here. I don't know. We will. You will see.
Nothing will be done through distance, like through, just because I know that one of the Odus for the year was talking about that. It wasn't Ejiogbe, it was the other one that came out of I can't remember where it came out of.
Beatura?
Person who needs to be talking now. What
there was
we can make medicine that it can be used in.
Okay.
To open up their voice, but a child, we can look at Ifa for that and say, can it be done there? Does it need to travel? Will just medicine do it and open up so that he can, whatever is holding him to, is a form of negativity. So whatever it is, we are not going to label it. But whatever is afflicting that, can that be changed? Is there, if I will do it, or when we do it, anything we do it, should we go ahead like that and send it for you to be used, or bring the child to whichever one? If I, say it'd be fair, then you would do. Okay. But 14, it needs to be nothing. We don't wait. Like that's those wisdom. Those wisdom is what I say. How it came out now. The wisdom is part of. It should be part of us as people that follow the Orisha. Like when a woman is pregnant, they have to be doing that.
I did those things with my daughter because I'd already been fun. She's fine. But
everything is okay.
I have another question. My Iro soon is very red, the powder, and I read that if I have maybe Orisha Funfun that I shouldn't be using it. I'm not sure.
Erosion is very red. Erosion is not red, it's yellow.
No.
Erosion is yellow. It's not red.
The camwood powder.
If you mix it with Osun, it's not Osun is different to camwood. Camwood is Osun.
Osun, okay.
Camwood. Osun is not Erosun.
Okay.
Erosun powder. It's the divining. You see it on the tray. Baba just did it. Showed it to us.
Is it?
He just Erosun. Elubo, no.
Okay.
Elubo is yam flour.
Okay.
It's yam flour. It's not Erosun. It's not Erosun. This is Erosun.
Okay.
This is Erosun. This is for Babalawo. But it's just, Onishegun can still use, Onishegun also use Irosun because it's a powder, but it's a tool of Anawo. Anawo marks with that. People say the Lubo is maybe in the midst of, you can't find, that's why they are using a Lubo, but the Lubo is not Irosun. He said, Irosun, do not let my Irosun. He says, do not let my blessings be delayed. To means to sleep. If your blessing is delayed, then you are going to be, your spirit is sleeping. If it's awake, it will be awake to receive the blessing quickly. That is part of what Irosun is doing, to accent it quickly. As if I use it as a marking tool. It's a tool on the divining tray. I mean, so Irosun is good. Anyways, we will any other question?
Adupe.
Now, what is the name of your boy?
Kibweze.
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 It's an Igbo name. Igbo.
Yeah.
Is it Igbo language?
Igbo, yeah. So blessed.
Igbo, yeah.
Mhm.
They do Orisha a lot there. They have their own type of Ifa too. They do Orisha in Igbo land. It could be spirit of one of the ancestors there. These people can see. They don't even guide me the right way. Do I have anything to tell them? If we open it up, it could be a priest.
He is supposed to be.
If Ifa says he stays there and start learning, then you have to organize and how he's going to be learning.
Yeah, he is
supposed
to. So I'm doing it in hopes that one day he will want to learn, but right now is hard.
It's hard in that environment.
Yeah.
In your environment, it is hard because it's not something that is done. When children, like the last 2 days, here has been rumbling in my compound. People come, children are running around. They run in front of the Egungun. They follow the Egungun when we dance into town. Yeah. If it's something that they see it as something of joy, sound is going, music is going. How often does that happen in the land that we live? And we have that kind of spirit in us. It becomes with us. It becomes how do we take care of it? We don't even have the resources.
Yeah.
We don't have the resources, but we want to, and we want to try, So yeah, our blessings. God will do for us. We have to be resourceful too. That's what I've been thinking now. Like we must be even resourceful, where we can generate resources all around so that we can live wherever we want to be. We can be wherever we want to be and still do. Because if I say we want to do Ifa and Egungun there in Canada now, and we are not living on a farm, in an apartment, can we be grabbing goats and be killing goats and having Egungun come out? No, we have to be on a farm. On a land where our neighbors are out there, they like it, they hear the sound, they come and enjoy with us. If they don't like it, we are not disturbing them. We can kill our goat and cook it and eat it, and nobody's going to disturb us. But can we do that in an apartment in the city? So when we're talking about, even if we create a church it was a church. It's a white man that brought churches. We don't have it. We just have community. We live in communities as African people. They show us new ways. And once that new way is what we follow, then how do we get to where we are going ourselves? The Lady Mary will let us get to where we are going. Talking about the influence of Orisha. It's the influence of Orisha and following the spirit and not just thinking about, okay, let me commercialize it. Because at once I was a drummer, singing songs, praising Orisha, doing different activities, invocations and stuff, and commercial. But when Ifa wants to take that out of my hand, it made me like, okay, but to be in one place and even prevent coming. If this is not the disturbance of Corona, I probably will be in Canada. We do more activity. but I know it will soon lift, and then it will give us time to really plan and boost ahead so that our journey can just be okay. We go there, we be there, we have things there that can always have it. We must have links. I want to have link in Trinidad and Grenada more than Canada. The reason why, because it's actually easier to serve the Orishas and the deities freely in those lands, because that's our land. If they make it our new land, then it will be our land. Then the resources can be coming from both ends. What we create here, for those who can still not be there, can all share. We can all share. So I know it will turn out even better. Anyways. Is there any more question?
In the Ifism book, there's a lot of talk with Ejiogbe being, if it comes out, it's Igbo do for a fair-skinned short man or a tall dark man. And
Yes.
so the true child of Ejiogbe is the tall dark man, but so I wanted to ask about that difference, because you do often see that in terms of complexion and what it actually means, you know.
Yeah. But just talks about if a light-skinned person comes with that Odu, this is what they should be like, this is what they should be like, this is what they should do, this is what they should avoid. If it's a light skin, short, their wife must not be like really light too. Even a joke with that one must be careful of a light skin woman, because Oluweri was light skin, and Oluweri, it could be an Oluweri that's the wife of an Ejiogbe. If the Ejiogbe goes and marry a light skinned person, Oluweri can still be dark skinned too. There are many dark skinned Oluweri, and we know them, but Ejiogbe identifies them, and we'll do whatever we need to do for them so that the Oluweri will support them, or the water will support them and not be to obstruct. See, it's the secret. I said in Ifa is always true. Ifa is always making it correct. It's going bad, turn it to correct, because you already know what you're not supposed to do, not to, so that it doesn't go bad. So Jogwe, we said, if it comes for a dark, tall person, there are certain things they can do. There are certain food they cannot eat. Even that's why I like that book. It's because it's not just one person writing just 2 stories or Odus for one Odu. There is at least 10 or 15 different stories. If it's for somebody who, what other Odus of Ejiogbe? A person who is feeling that they are being oppressed or being prevented from accessing something, or a person, Ejiogbe, I think after Ejiogbe gained fame, if it's a person that is, people know you a bit, and your Odu is Ejiogbe, you can have some detractors suddenly come up against such a person. Because after Ejiogbe start getting popularity, the Olofin tested him in 2 different ways. One test that Olofin gave to him was like a challenge, because he's listening to people that says, Ejiogbe is making great name and he's doing many things, everybody love him. He might suddenly overcome you. So he's thinking negatively, thinking, okay, yeah, maybe this guy would come and overcome me someday. So okay, let me put him through this. But Ojogwe is already, when he went to Ifa told him what to do. He did the offerings. It should help him. It should help him. That's why Ojogwe cannot eat antelope meat, because the same antelope that he used to offer is what it should turn into live one, and all the armies, the soldier who are to go and arrest Ejiogbè started to chase the deer to kill it, and Ejiogbè, and they chased the deer into the palace, and the deer destroyed many things, and even his own shrine and everything. And Ejiogbè is the one that came in to actually put the antelope at peace and pacify it, so not to destroy everything. Then all of you now realize, oh, this guy is not just another person, a person that I want to do something wrong to, and he's still helping me. So he values him. The second one, he asked him to go to put some things into a calabash and cover it up. He wants to test which I will know. We do that sometimes, Igbo. We do Igbo to test an awo. That is how the horse tail became part of a tool of Ifa, because the horse tail was a diviner, and he was passing by. Olofin asked him to come, and because they've tried to solve an issue, they can't solve it, and Olofin, the horse tail was able to solve it, and now Olofin recognized it. In this issue, Olofin said they must find, in this Ojogwe one, he said they must find a sponge used by a bride, a new bride. And there's another thing they were supposed to put there. And they put a few things in the bowl and cover it up and ask Ejiogbè to come and tell what is inside. They wrap it up. And Ejiogbè tap his divining tray, and if I told him to ask them to make this sacrifice to Eshu, and when he mentioned the sponge of a new bride has just used, Olofin was satisfied that what he has said is good enough, because he knows, he can see truly. We can, in Ifa, it's not like medicine where people wash their eyes and be looking through somebody's life. Ifa is the odus, the stories. It comes out inside the stories, inside the offerings, inside everything that we want to do. Then you know the issue is solved. It will guarantee it. Once the ebo and the offerings are made, the issue will be solved. So, Ejiogbè makes somebody who needs a child have a child. Ejiogbè does. He brings, he did many things. He make a lame man walk too. A person who is a cripple. Ejiogbè help him. He did many things in the spiritual world, and he comes here to do many things too. And Ejiogbè's wife is if a person will cast Ejiogbè for. If they are asking, they will tell them if they have a wife to go, and a wife they're divorced from, they can go and beg that wife back or ask to apologize. If their life is being disturbed and they don't know why, they are not okay, but they've divorced before, we will say, Ejiogbè comes for you, go. If you have a woman that she must forgive you. She must pardon you in her heart. So once it's done, and a man cannot, if you are an Ifa priest, or a person who follow Ifa, you are initiated, fully initiated, you've gone to the forest of Oduwa, you know your Odu. A woman cannot leave you. If a woman that are married to you leave you, and you have Ifa, Because you cannot leave Ifa in the house and say you're going to marry another man. The woman cannot. They will never balance. Everywhere they will be telling them to go back to where they have left. The husband has Ifa and the woman married the husband and later now want to divorce, because Ifa would never advise anybody to chase their wife out. We don't divorce. There's no divorce. Unless if a person said they have witchcraft and they confess that they have done many atrocities, even the husband will still marry them. It is the Ifa, the Orunmila is the husband of Emere, the witches, the nymphs, all the different spirits, and every marries Ifa. Ifa rescues everybody. Orunmila rescues everybody using his wisdom, and is the ultimate solution to all things. I know if we follow it the right way and put our mind to it, and you will see that result. We have prosperity and happiness, joy, peace of mind. You know, we are the one that will give ourselves peace of mind. In the midst of chaos, we can still be like, well, why do I have to be part of it? You don't have to join the rat race. We look inside our homes. People who follow Ifa, you will look into your family and you find out you are the only one. Like I'm a priest, I'm the only one. Other people can have Ifa, but the one that say, okay, I'm proclaiming it and I'm doing it, you find yourself, you are far and fetch in between. Those who even have Ifa, you have brothers and sisters who don't believe in it. Know that it is your destiny. It is your path. You must live it right. And you cannot live that life thinking, okay, because they don't do it, then why am I? No, we don't waste time. We use it to solve our problems. We use it to build our lives. Be content, to have peace of mind. We create that, we will create it ourselves. Because problem will not come to us. When you have Ifa, you will not have problems. You will not be like, running to hospitals or being arrested by police. Or there's fire in the neighborhood. It's happening in your house. Fire never burns Ifa. That's in Oyekumeji. We will talk about that. If a whole house burned down, you have the king of Ifa there. That place will be left open. It will not burn. Because it is Ifa Orunmila that made fire gain its power back. In the beginning of time, rain in one of the Odus has sent fire back into the rocks. It came out of the rocks. Fire came out of the rocks. You look at the magma inside the earth, you say it's hot like fire, kicking the mountain. When we want to strike stones, fire comes out of it. Orunmila, the rain, Orunmila told us rain sent fire back. It rose to Meji. You know more Jobo, no more Jordan. It's Yodu that come for the earthworm. When the earthworm was dating fire, rain, and the cloud. Fire, rain, and cloud. They are all wooing the earthworm. And it was rain that really married her. But she was still lusting for fire. And then just one embrace is what fire gave her that burned her into. But rain came and rescued her at the last minute, because that's his wife. When Dawood comes for a woman, you can say there are 3 men wooing you. You better be careful. Or if they come or a man comes and said, I want to ask about this woman. And Dawood comes, we can say you are dating a woman and you have other people, and they will say, yes, it's true. I guarantee you. It's the right story if I would bring in your mind when you cast. That's when we understand the Odus of Ifa. I'm fully initiated properly. I'm following the right protocol of Ifa. I'm not deceiving oneself or deceiving. You are only deceiving yourself. You think you cover it? Cover in the eyes of Eledumare? No, nothing is covered there. The world is full of it. But Ifa, Orunmila, tradition is still there, where it's there. Where those who are following it with their heart and diligently as it's supposed to be, to maintain, we must maintain. And it will be there for our children, for prosperity. So, I pray that the wisdom, the knowledge that we are gaining will be useful in our life. We'll be able to apply it
to manifest great things in our lives.
Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. Mm.
Ashe, Baba.
Sure.
Adurawa,
Ashe.
the offerings to the waters. Offerings to the waters. That came through the Odus to bring fruits and stuff to ask for our blessings to reach us. To open the paths. So when we have time, it doesn't have to be like large quantity. Unless if you have people that are going to be there and share. If not, just take in small quantity, edibles, in a small, sometimes we tie it up and be like a ball, put cookies, fruit, sweets, bring sweet things, to Olokun, to the waters, for them to open sweetness for you. Oshun now takes honey. Even if you have Oshun at home, you can put honey at their base. If I encourage that at this time, which are part of the things I'm doing also. It's my story that I'm share it with the people that I'm associating with, so that the blessings can flow to them too. So these are the times. And if I know has I don't know if she has a show. Even if we put our honey, if I take honey, every time we pray to your head, you use honey. So we put honey by your Ifa, keep it.
Yes, Baba.
For sweet things to be. Oshun takes honey, yeah.
Yeah, Oshun, yeah. So I do that with Oshun, with fruits and cinnamon.
Yes. Yeah.
And Olokun.
It's good. Anyways. No, any more questions? It's 7:34.
Baba. Yes, so I know we're about to come to a close, but with the markings of Oshemeji, with the banana,
yeah,
is it possible to also utilize a Ejiogbe in that process? Because there is some Iwure of Aje from Ejiogbe as well.
Oh, yeah, you can, but you don't use banana.
Okay.
Yeah, you can mark the Odus and take it with gin, or mark it and put it in your hand and mark your head and eat it. Drink it with water. Yeah. Yeah, because the banana thing has to do with us, Meiji. Banana goes with, it has to do with us, the banana. But when you do a job with the Wure, you do a Wure of Ajay, Wure of prosperity, Wure of Bigga, being moving forward, extending forward in all the things you do. You can take that and mix it with a little bit of gin and drink it. Yeah, and or mix it with water and drink it.
Okay, Baba. Now with
don't use the banana or the
so when we're giving when we're offering banana to Ajay,
yes.
Can we also we do Osemeji as well?
Yeah.
When you can do Osemeji to Ajay.
Yeah. When you can mark it, you can mark that Odu and put it in the offering.
Sure.
And say the prayers. Yeah. Okay. When you mark for an Awu that has issue, if you have issue.
Mm-hmm.
When you are making offering, you mark a Diwori and Okonosa and then Osemeji for if you have issue. So you are making an offering to Ajay now, or you're making an offering to Olokun, Abi Oluweri, Abi Oshun, or Oshun. You mark a Diwori
If you have issue. If you don't have issue, just mark the Osemeji. But if you have issue,
Okay.
you mark Iwori.
Ediwori.
Iwori, and then you said Okara.
Iwori.
Ediwori.
Edi
Okonosa.
and Okarasa.
Oshemeji.
You mark those two, and then one mark Osemeji.
And then Oshimeji.
Or mark Osemeji and then those two last.
Okay.
Because Osemeji is higher and it's coming onto the tray before it comes into the tray before that. So you can mark Osemeji first and then mark Ediwori if you have issue. If you don't have issue, just mark Osemeji. And you can sprinkle it on your offering. You can also eat the rest of it with banana. You know, just something to boost. You will see, we use a part to boost a little bit.
Ashe.
Boost, you know.
Ben,
One more
Baba.
question.
The shops
Baba.
are. Say that again.
Do you mark all 3 signatures, or do you mark one and then
You can
spread
mark-
out the
You
powder?
can mark all 3. If your tray is big enough, you can mark all 3 together.
Okay.
You mark the big one first, and then the smaller one next.
Got
First,
it.
we always mark from high down, from highest to lowest.
Seniority, right?
So on the tray, then it will be Osemeji first, and then Ediwori, then Okonosa, because Edi is higher than Okono. Ediwori is higher than Okonosa. So those are the secrets of Ifa, but we use it to learn in how to harness the energy a little bit more than just what's the purpose of knowing the name and not knowing what to do with it. So we slowly learn what to do with it, and then we use it to gain on earth.
Ashe.
Whatever the bird eats is what the bird is going to fly with. Whatever we eat, whatever we know is what we are going to live on earth with and manifest things and do things on earth.
So you, the order of seniority is from Ile-Ife, because if in Ifism.
And to certain extent, if I want to switch to my land zone, towards the end, I will switch. If I want to use Ile-Ife for what I'm doing, then I will use it. Because the others are markings in Ile-Ife and Oyo, everywhere is different.
Mhm.
And there are reasons, because the reason they tell us, some of the reason why it's different, is because in one time they were marking an Odu from one town to the next, taking it on a divining tray. Along the way, the wind blew the Odus, and they still have to mark. So as long as, excuse me, you are to a specific area, you just stick with that and use that. In Nikale land, Eka, Oturukun and Eka are the one that is the last. They are lower than Ofun, but in Yoruba land, Ofun is the one that is last. Oturukun and Eka is still higher than, and if you notice in that book,
Yeah.
because he did Ifa, he used some of the Ifa from my area, Benin. Yeah, so in the process of moving the Odus on the tray, if we mark the Odu down on the tray and you take it and the wind blows and they have to reconstruct it, and it just put Eka as the last Odu. In my land, they say Eka is the one that round off the Ifa. Eka is the last Odu in Ifa. Whereas in Yoruba land, Ofun is the one that round off in Ifa. Eka is higher. Eka is higher. So understanding it and knowing the as long as we know it and you know how to apply it, the application is what matters.
Okay.
You apply this way. The reason why we apply Oyekumeji is to prevent this, to prevent that. The reason we apply it is to do this, to do that. We want to do this because this person is feeling this way and this is happening. This is what Odu that comes. This is how we are going to do the airport. This is how we are going to fix it up to clear everything up and make it okay. That is why it's like the way it is. It's just another secret way of life. It's a secret way of life. That's why our war is secret. I can see you. But you are. Anyways, I have to go prepare for a group of people coming.
Yes, Baba.
They're going to come to me in another 20 minutes.
Yes. Oda.
For the next 2 hours. So I still have to go eat supper. And then, anyways, till we will have a break and then we'll continue again.
Yes, Odaro.
Oh dear, Lafia, the Lama Ayo, Lama Vigilola, all our wants and needs. Me Ogbon. Anyways, you have a good time. Adurawa Magba. We will live long, we will prosper.
Ashe.
We will excel in life.
Ashe, Baba.
We will see each other with joy and happiness the next time.
So do we look at Oyeku next week or?
Yeah, we look at Oyeku. We go to Oyeku, start reading Oyeku Meji. We take it when I like that. And because it's flowing into other. Now, for example, if we go from Ogbemeji, I already introduced that Ogbemeji gave birth to all the other Ogbe and the other pairs. When we come to Oyeku gave birth to different pairs too. Up until Ofumeji, and then Ogbe started to mix with Oyeku. Ogbe started to meet with Iwori. Ogbe started to meet with Edi, all the way till Ogbe meet with Ofu. And they all have meaning. Ogbe phone follow Ogbe Ofu. It says you don't go and lend money. You don't go and borrow money. Don't even lend people money because they might not even give you back. And you are expecting the guests. You must be careful with guests coming. And if people owe you, don't take by force to receive it back. Say, I want to have, you must give me, because problem can come. All that, so all of them they have and there's so much in it that shed light into one's life. Till we meet again, may our blessings continue to mount. You can email me, text if there are questions, and then that I can answer on the go and get insight into how things will be. Okay. You have a beautiful evening, afternoon. It's evening for us. Anyways, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.